Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Patterson Properties. Hopefully, you guys are having an awesome week and you're getting things done as investors, wholesalers, real estate agents, sellers, the whole nine. We're all in this together at the end of the day. So, today's article I actually came across regarding a wonderful city of Indianapolis, Indiana. City that I've been to a couple times. It's actually not a bad place within the Midwest. And it's one property management company that actually read their blogs on a regular basis, because obviously doing business in that area, you want to get to know the property managers, the real estate agents, the contractors, et cetera, and so forth, and I plan to do more business in that area all at the same time. But T&H Realty Services conducted numerous interviews with investors throughout the city of Indianapolis and outside investors as well. Because obviously a lot of cities that are having somewhat of a slow uptick of a comeback, a lot of outside investors, whether they're foreign or domestic, are actually engaging in buying up properties left and right. I mean, you see it in places like Indianapolis, you see it in places like Chicago, Detroit, New Orleans, list goes on and on, okay? But the beautiful thing that I loved about this article is it actually this proves a myth, because there's this myth out there that investing into real estate is cheap, even when you invest into real estate in cheaper areas. The newsflash, people, newsflash, family, it isn't even in states like Indiana, Florida, Texas financially. It will equal out somehow, some way, unless you have thousands or millions of dollars to spend and you have obviously the right access to capital. It will be cheaper compared to a place like the DMV area or New York or Miami or Los Angeles, California as a whole and whatnot. It will be cheaper. But I always say this, no matter what, it always evens itself out, because let's just put it this way. There's a lot of people making six-figure salaries in California, in the DMV area in New York, but not as much in places like Texas or Indiana, et cetera, and so forth. Because if it was, the people who own the properties would actually raise the rent. I'm just saying. It always, it's like, hey, I'm a landlord myself, and I know what I can get for a rental property in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in Reading, Pennsylvania, in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then if I, own a place in Woodbridge, Northern Virginia, I know that I can get way more bang for my buck because the salaries are much higher up here at the same time. So it's like, it evens itself out. They will find a way, trust me, family. But if not, you can, see for yourself, obviously. But, and then other crazy thing is to look for, you have, other things that come with real estate. It's not just a mortgage, those crazy things called taxes, insurance, bad tenants, and bad tenants you will have if you are a landlord, natural disasters, etc. Definitely in real estate, things will happen, and you as a real estate investor will have to be financially and mentally prepared for all of those things that I've just mentioned and more. The article gave a great example stating that, hi, I'm Joe, the investor, and I'm looking to purchase properties in the Indianapolis, Indiana area. I've heard that you guys have a great area to invest in. You guys are a great area to invest in, and real estate is much cheaper and affordable than where I live at. Now, and as an investor, I'm looking for cash flowing properties in good areas that meet or exceed the 1% rule. Then the representative from T&H Realty Property Management Company typically has to be the one that, in a sense, burst their bubble with the reality. Hey, I had my bubble burst with a reality when I started investing in Reading, Pennsylvania. But it wasn't a bad reality. It's still a good reality all at the same time. One great point that was made about Indianapolis is that even though the city is thriving economically, it doesn't see much of an end in sight. Brings more competitive real estate market, okay? Great example, same thing, like the DMV has already been a competitive real estate market. When Amazon gets to the DMV, it's going to be even more of a, crazy. It's just going to be like, rats in the maze, everybody trying to buy. I mean, that's why everybody's trying to buy up all the real estate that they can now, because they know the value is going to go up, But that's just another thing. Okay, but the article stated that, when you decide to invest in real estate, you have to be have the proper expectations, and the representative stated that finding some, investors just don't, and that creates a very frustrating experience all around for both sides of the aisle. So, as an Indianapolis investor, the article stated that here's what you can expect in 2020. Rising home prices occurred at 9.9% in December 2019 throughout the Indianapolis region. And as of January 2020, there has been a 6.8 increase according to the MIBOR data. With less inventory, low interest rates, and more people looking to buy, home prices will likely continue this upward climb. But one upside is that if one is looking for long-term applications, then this may be the market for you. Properties are being brought as quickly as new Michael Jordan sneakers and nowadays in Indianapolis area. And that's crazy, okay? And that's the thing. It's like I don't think they were ready for this demand and whatnot because, being there, I've seen it. It's nothing like the DMV area where I see wherever they see a lot, they're going to throw a house up and whatnot. They still, it's like kind of like Los Angeles is a housing shortage. I believe Atlanta, not as much because Atlanta has way more land compared to other places, but it's when a place starts to grow, a lot of times it's always the people come. If you build the jobs, they will come, and then the housing shortage, and then the road problems. It just the list goes on and on. People, if you live in a metropolitan area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But and property, and the crazy thing is, since properties are being bought so quickly, as soon as the for sale signs go up, they go down. It's crazy. But because from the T&H Realty interviews and assessments that they are seeing homes go pending within 1 to 3 days, and that's pretty good. So if you're a real estate agent, in Indianapolis, I'm pretty sure your commissions are looking pretty good right now. Hopefully you're doing the smart thing by saving and investing that money and possibly buying more investment properties for yourself. So yeah, definitely that's flipping them or buying commercial, whatever have you. Hopefully that's what you're doing. But yeah, as soon as they hit the MLS, they're gone within 1 to 3 days, while they are typically have multiple offers within a few hours, sometimes. So by the time you get notified of a new property, the article stated, you run the numbers and get some more information, it's likely, already going to have another offer on it within that same moment or within that same day. So if you're interested in purchasing real estate in the Indianapolis area, you better be ready to pull the trigger like that. The article stated that there are 3 keys to successfully purchasing Indianapolis rental properties, and we're going to go over those specific aspects of it all at the same time. Because when I went up there, it was before the uptick. Sometimes we say it's best to get in before there's going to be upward spiral and whatnot. And now I see that it's way more competitive than anything else. Excuse me, throat's a little parched. But one great example is that just the other week, a property came on the market around noon. Representative from the article stated that she dropped everything and went straight to check it out for a client that was interested in purchasing the property. Once she made it back to the office, she wrote up the offer and sent it to the listing agent. This would have been within the span of almost 2 hours. Listing agent actually notified the representative that they already had 2 offers on the table and were calling for the highest and the best to be due by the next business day. This has been the norm across the board for a majority of properties we have written offers on in the last 6 months, the article stated. And the young lady stated that, and they don't see it slowing down anytime soon. This trend is the same for off-market properties as well. But those deals are typically designed to move quickly regardless. Usually if it's off the market, like a wholesale deal, you have a motivated seller and you got a motivated buyer, and boom, it's just like, hey, the seller wants to get rid of it, the buyer wants it so they can flip it and do whatever they want with it. So I totally understand. Indianapolis is turning into like the DMV area, from what I've seen within the last 2 years. When the property is listed, no matter what condition that it is in, they will always fall into multiple offer situations. The article stated that for every 4 out of 5 properties that is offered will end up getting multiple offers on it. When it all boils down to it, for a majority of the investors, T&H Realty works with, like myself, is the cash flow and passive income is what it's all about when it comes to investors like myself. However, it is becoming more unrealistic for the investors of today in Indianapolis, Indiana, unfortunately, than it was 5 years ago. And that is just, the real estate market as a whole. That's why I have to try to analyze, as the representative from the company says, I have to try to analyze the deals correctly as much as possible, ensure that the numbers are right for the investors and the investment team all at the same time. The numbers that are thrown around frequently are of about 200 to 400 monthly cash flow, 10% to 15% cap rate, etc. Unfortunately, the representative from T&H Realty stated that it's just not seeing that on most deals that are out there right now in the Indianapolis area, unfortunately. You know, the most common returns that they're really seeing right now are around $100 in monthly cash flow and 4 to 8% cap rate. Now, me personally, I'm just like, yeah, that wouldn't work for me. I was just like, all the money being put down and thrown into it, it's just like, what's the point? But the company stated that they're not, trying to financially, deter anybody, and they're definitely not financial advisors. They do not want to run the numbers for investors. This is just purely based off of what their clients are telling them. Finally, the company stated that it wasn't created to deter anyone, from purchasing properties in the area. Okay, they just want to inform future investors that are planning to purchase properties there of what's to be expected, and it makes perfect sense. And that is what it basically boils down to. You have to do your homework, family. Physically go to a place, talk to real estate agents, property managers, contractors, etc. Because of a lot of hard work goes into being a successful investor, and a lot of time as well. A great example, I'm going back to Reading, Pennsylvania. Go check out some delinquent tax properties to see how that goes, but I'm physically going. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, same thing. Baltimore, Maryland. There's all these other markets that I want to look into. But I gotta physically go there, touch the ground, and see what's actually going on. Talk to the players that are there, and move forward and make the best educated decision when it comes to me and my real estate team. So, anyways, hopefully you guys liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Always, family. Definitely check out the Carrot Bars family if you're interested in purchasing gold, becoming sign up as an affiliate, all that great stuff, and we can make money moves all together. And for the current investors and future investors, just keep shining, keep flowing, and keep doing what you have to do, and keep learning every single day, because I learn something new every day, and I love that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Take care.